Okay, hello and welcome to another video. This one is on top 5 styliness to learn. If you're new to the role or you want to learn it for ranked, if you keep getting it. And let's just get straight into the first pick, which will be Cthulhu. Obviously, to me, it's my main. I'm always going to recommend Cthulhu to new people because he's really simple gotten to understand. You know, he's not got any really complex abilities, although his rage mechanic can be quite complex. And that is something that you would have to learn. But if you're a beginner to the role, I'd say picking up Cthulhu early is better than picking him up late. And Cthulhu's kit isn't going to change anytime soon. He might get a few nerfs because he's always very powerful, but his kit is very stable. You know, you're not going to see him get reworked like Odin or Persephone or anyone else like that. He always will have high lane pressure because of his rage form. You know, he's going to have high kill potential with that. He does work pretty well from behind because he just has so much damage from his rage form. He can still take a 1v1, you know, 2 levels down and win it. You know, maybe not recommended, but you could definitely do it. He only has a few bad matchups. You know, he's not really got any like awful matchups. You know, he's got maybe like if their Wheelix is really good, you know, you can pull him out of the air, but I doubt that's going to happen. Loki is like knock-up immune in his flurry. But really you're looking at someone like King Arthur or Osiris or Bologna, someone that can match his early lane pressure. He'll work well with almost all the builds that you're going to see in solo. He has 2 CC immune ults to provide you with like basically 2 pairs of beads, and yeah, learn to conserve rage. You know, he's a nice simple simple god, but really, really good. Probably the best god right now, West Warrior right now in solo. Plus he has a Unite skin, Benji my boy. Okay, this one's a little cheat. It's Osiris and Bologna because they do the same kind of thing, and that is high lane pressure and really good at boxing. Also auto attack based solo laners. Well, Osiris is a bit of like a hybrid more because of his passive, and they're both great. Currently with the build pass, you know, you're on Berserker Shoguns, Toxic Blade, Talisman of Energy, Animosity, and what is the last item? Can I think of it? Mystical now. They both work really well with those items. But flexible, this is more so for Osiris than Bologna, which she's fine in the jungle, but Osiris is top tier pick in the jungle right now, and he's never really a bad jungler. Just auto attack based, really strong at that. Both have really simple kits. You know, Osiris is just spam your 1 and your 2, and then use your 3 when they get close. Or you need prots for whatever reason. And then Bologna is 2 is your main clear, 3 is a disarm, 1 is block stats. It is like the simplest form. Both have nice leap ultimates. Both they're kind of used to engage, or at least Bologna's is, because it gives you a I don't know, like like loads of stats increases, and Osiris is anti-heal, so if they have a healing comp, you can use it to engage and, you know, root them for 0.4 seconds. But they both are really aggressive because they know that they're going to be tanky and can, you know, take a 1v1 with an ABC full build and ruin his day. Both have really high carry potential, like both can pretty much just 1v5. Not really, but you know, you know what I mean. Like they will do a lot of work for you in this game. Up next, Hercules. Really simple kit. You know, it's a push and a pull, and then a heal, and a big rock. That is his kit. Oh yeah, and he does more damage if you hit him. That's it. High pressure, always has high pressure. Push pull is, you know, always going to get you. If you land at level 2, it's more than likely they're going to die. It's ult's powerful. I mean, you can, especially if they're in a small and close place, if you manage to get a Kabrakan on your team, just set. You know, he's going to just destroy with the boulder. But his boulder is also decent for killing objectives. which is funny. Yeah, he can just carry. I mean, fine, okay, perfect example of that. But you can also just, pull one of them into your team, and that's their carry dead, or their mid dead, or even their solo dead, because of the stun. Combo is really easy to understand, maybe not easy to pull off, because everyone knows what Herc wants to do. It's not exactly like you can hide what you're going to do as Herc. It's like the only thing you really can do. It's versatile, can play in the jungle, and support, and solo, so really good to have to pick up. And he is rarely bad in metas. I mean, right now the meta doesn't necessarily suit him, but I wouldn't say he's bad. He's just not like, the best pick. Like you'd rather pick Bologna or Osiris over him, or Cullen, or even someone like Cerberus maybe. But like, he's gonna still be strong pick. So, and his ult is CC immune as well, which is always nice. Speaking of Cerberus, here's the man himself. A really high early game damage. I mean, if you're hitting your skill shot on them, they're gonna be half health, maybe even lower, depending on what they are. So he has high kill potential because of that. He has anti-heal built in, so these healer comps that we're now seeing, the Hell solos, maybe Afro solo, I don't know if that's necessarily a thing, but he's going to be a good counter to that. Beads burning ult, I mean, it's a big circle that pulls everyone to a single spot. Of course, it's a bead burning ult. However, his skill shot can be quite hard to hit without any setup. You normally use your breath and then you hit them with the thing. Obviously, that's quite telegraphed, and so people will dodge it. But you don't expect to hit every time, basically, especially when you're new to the god. Quite often, he is the most powerful god in solo because of his high damage, high tankiness, and other people like Yorm and Cthulhu seem to fall in and out of being good and bad. Like Yorm for a while has been bad now. Cthulhu's probably the second best and pretty equal to Cerberus, so I would say he's not a bad god to pick up either. And Sundering X right now, this is a very much a right now thing, because Sundering X will eventually get nerfed, but probably. But it fixes Cerberus's late game, because he always struggled with his damage starting to fall off late game, but Sundering X fixes that. Tsukiyomi the Assassins are what I've chosen to show you today. Super high poke. I mean, his whole kit is basically just poke, poke, poke. Because of that, you actually have quite high kill potential, because people don't realise how low they are. It's like they're taking an ability here, a bit of poke there, a bit of poke there, and before they know it, they're quarter health, and they're like, where do all my health go? So his poke is really good. I mean, CC immune in his ult, which is always nice. His ult is also quite good at confirming a kill. His PvE is really easy because of his 1, and his 1 is rarely on. It's such a short cooldown. Then you can just spam it all the time. He's very spammable, his abilities. And he has a lack of hard counters. Well, he has hard counters, but it's in the solo lane you're gonna struggle to find a hard counter, because the thing is with most assassins is they lack range. Tsukiyomi has range because of his ranged autos that he gets, and also his abilities. And then it's okay, so you can't necessarily pick a mage against him. Okay, let's pick a guardian, but then he would just outpoke the guardian. Okay, let's pick a warrior against him. It's probably just picking a warrior that has high pressure is probably your best bet. It's picking a Bologna or Osiris Cullen. But even still, he's going to be strong. He's going to do things, and he's going to be really annoying late game for the backline. He is obviously slow McGee because he has 2 slows on his 1 and his 3. And you need a wing blade against Tsukiyomi, a bit like Gilgamesh. And he's almost always a solid pick, and right now it's he's not really in the meta because it's not ability based assassins, and even in solo lane it's not really assassins. But even still, Tsukiyomi, when it's more ability based gods, he's going to be really strong. And when the meta shifts back, he will definitely be strong, and he's still strong now. He's still not a bad pick. You're not throwing his pick Tsukiyomi. He's versatile as well. He can be picked in the jungle. And today I have a few honorable mentions for you. I don't know who that is in the corner. Don't know who this guy is. We don't talk about him unless you're Deathwalker. Then we approve. But Tyr, not at his strongest right now because of the meta, but he's like you struggle to not get value with tier, you know. Blink Fearless sets up either the beads going or a kill, you know, simply. Very safe guard, very tanky guard, does a lot of damage. Very good. King Arthur, a little bit more complex guard because of his passive and the amount of abilities he has, but you know, he's never like that bad a pick. But he's not as good as he once was, obviously. Right now, I wouldn't even say he's like that great because Bluestone's kind of fallen off and you can't really go ranked as just kind of like eh. That's also another thing to mention for the Assassins is yeah, just you're gonna struggle with without being able to get ranked as Zhonghui, really good right now with the builds with the Vampiric Shroud, Breastplate build. He just doesn't die. Zhonghui, you struggle to kill him in mid lane. You're gonna struggle to kill him when he's actually building tanky. He does a lot of damage as well. He's really painful. So Zhonghui is not a bad pickup, especially if you're new to the game, because he really does do a lot of things well. Gilgamesh, I mean, it's Gilgamesh. The reason why I didn't put him in one of my top 5 is because if you're playing ranked, he's so often just fast ban. You know, there's no real point in learning him if he's just going to be banned every game. So, but if you like casuals, definitely pick up Gilgamesh. Super fun, drop kick. I mean, it's got a bunch of slows, nice leap that gives you nice stats when you land, and just all around a really fun god to play. So definitely pick him up if you're not playing ranked. But if you're playing ranked, you might struggle. And also he's versatile as well. Really good in the jungle. Cthulhu, I mentioned it with Cerberus. He's almost always like alongside Cerberus as the best guardian solo. Yom is another one that you can pick, but Jormungandr unfortunately has been quite bad for a very long time now. I mean, I love Jormungandr, but that's just me. I think I'm the only one that likes Yom. But Cthulhu is fun. I mean, yeah, a big boy that becomes a bigger boy, and you will hurt. Late game, your ult will definitely hurt, and you can definitely just dive the back line with your whole team because you can heal your team. That's one thing that people seem to forget about Cthulhu is in his ult he can heal his team. He does a lot of damage, he has a knock up, but then even when he's not in his ult, he has a slow, he has a root, he has a stun. It's not really a stun, it's like a very, very short stun. It's his dash, it's like very short stun. Does a decent amount of damage. Like, he's not bad, he's just you need to get to that late game with him. You know, his laning phase the strongest. Is there anything else I was going to say? Let me have a think. Oh yeah, here's a story for you. Once I asked for Colin and I got Cthulhu. Cannot say I was happy about that one. Anyway, that's the last little bit of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it useful. If you did, drop a like. If you didn't, I'm sorry. Be sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.